Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. I'm Preeti, your host for today's session on Excel for data analysis. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to say Happy Teachers' Day. It is a day that reminds us of people who have shaped our lives with their knowledge, guidance, and encouragement. Teachers aren't just those we meet in classroom. They are mentors, trainers, leaders, colleagues, or sometimes even our friends. People who make learning easier, who bring out the best in us, and who leave a lasting impact on our journey. That's why today's session feels extra special. On this Teacher's Day, we are fortunate to learn from someone who has dedicated more than 2 decades to teaching, mentoring, and training professionals across industry, Mr. Ashok Kumar. Mr. Ashok Kumar is an excellent trainer with 20 years of experience in Power BI, Talent ETL, SQL Server, data modeling, data visualization, VBA, macros, and PowerPoint. He has successfully handled roles such as data analyst, data engineer, project manager, and corporate trainer. Over the years, he has shared his expertise with thousands of professionals, making complex topics simple and practical. So, what better way to celebrate Teachers' Day than to learn something new and valuable from an expert like him? So, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Ashok Kumar. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good evening, all. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Sir, I think there is some network error.
Uh, Preeti, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Right. So there is a power. The power just stepped out, and I'm running with my backup. Kindly let me know if you have any internet network issues. Okay. Right.
Sure, sir.
Right. So good evening, all. My name is Ashok Kumar. Let me share my screen. Right. So you can see my screen, right, Preeti?
Yes, sir.
Right. So my name is Ashok Kumar. I am a lead consultant trainer. I run an organization called Shubha Shambhavi IT Consulting. Okay, I'm based out of Chennai, basically. So I have nearly 20 years of experience in IT, and I have worked in the data analytics. I have in the tools called Excel, Excel macros, SQL, Power BI, and for the past 2 years, I do as a full-time trainer, as a freelance trainer. And here are my contact details. And so today we are going to see about the data analytics with Excel, right? So that is why Preeti has organized this session on behalf of Shine.com, right? So any questions, anything you wanted to get it clarified. So let us try to put our efforts in another 2 hours and try to learn at least something in this 2 hours session. Okay, so let me put all of my efforts to solve the scenarios and the doubts you have. So this is a short introduction about myself. Right. So in today's session, we are going to see the prerequisites before you go to the data analytics. So in basics, what do you mean by a cell referencing? What are the different types of cell referencing? One is relative, second one is absolute, third one is mixed. Okay, and what is the difference between these three? And then we'll see what do you mean by a named ranges. Okay, so let us start from here, and then we'll slowly move on to the formulas, like conditional formulas, and then go for some database formulas. Okay, and then we'll see for the rest of the data analytics. This is the aim of it. So now let me open a file and try to teach you what are the different types of cell referencings are there. Can you tell me, anybody? Preeti, are they on? They can unmute and speak.
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
They can
So
write
only they can ask the
their
questions.
yes, they can write their queries in chat box or Q&A tab also.
Okay, okay,
I will read their questions, sir.
okay, okay, right, right. Now, see here, I wanted to do with the help of some exercises. Okay, so here you have a table here. The original table, you have some data here, some numbers are there, and you want to make a copy of this table here. How can I do it? So you can see here, simply if you click on the particular cell, everybody I am I'm understanding that everybody would have opened the Excel and they would have been doing something, right? So Excel is a spreadsheet. It contains
Sorry,
the rows
sir.
and columns.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Actually, Excel is not visible. We are able to see your PPT.
Oh, oh, okay, okay, okay. Is that okay?
Now it's visible, sir.
Right. Today's se- this one session, we are going to learn about a cell referencing. What are the different types of cell referencing and named ranges? These are all going to be the basic things. And now, after that, we'll see some of the advanced Excel functions like conditions, and then we'll see some advanced functions like VLOOKUP, okay, VLOOKUP match, VLOOKUP choose, index and match, and XLOOKUP. These are all the challenging functions that everybody finding difficulty in today's world. So let us see these things. Now, I have a function here. I have a table here which contains the data. So Excel, we have a cells. The cell is formed by the combination of rows and columns. So inside the cell, we can type in numbers, we can type text, we can type a formula. So all I need is right now, I want to make a copy of this original data. So these are all you can see here. This is called a formula bar. So when you click on any cell, you can see the content of it. And besides that, you can see something called, this is called a name box. Okay. And you take your cursor, you can see you, this is called as a name box, and this is called a formula bar. So name box will contain the each and every cell in the Excel is identified by a cell address. So now if I click on any particular cell, you can see a cell address there, right? E23, which is nothing but column E and then row number 23. It's an intersection. So intersection of rows and columns will form a cell. Okay. Now I want to make a copy of this data in the current cell. So how do I do it? So I simply click on the cell. I can make this like this, copy and control C, control V. Okay. I can say control C and also I can put control V. What is the difference between this? In the source data, okay, if I change anything, say 7,500, when I say a copy paste, it is static. Only the source gets changed, whereas the destination cell will not be changed. So in order to get the destination cell also changed, so simply, okay, we refer the cell address of the original cell in the current cell. So how to do that? We say simply any formula in Excel, we say equal to, and now I use my arrow key in the keyboard, left arrow key. So navigate to the cell and keep it and refer the cell of D13 in the current cell I13. And then if I say commit, enter, now it will get the value of the particular cell address. The value of the cell address in D13. See, when I say, how do I edit the cell? I say function key F2. Okay, function key F2 will tell you what cell address that formula is referring. So it is referring to the cell D3, and D3 contains the value of 1000. So I'm getting this value as 1000. In case, if I change this value, okay, to 3000, so automatically the destination cell also will be changed. This is called as cell referencing. So referring a cell address of a different cell in the current cell is called referencing, cell referencing. Now, I need to get the cell address. I mean to get the 200 in the next row. So simply what I can do, I have some, when I click this cursor and I click on the cell, I can get the bottom right of my cell. You can see a plus symbol appearing here. So which will helps you to do fill the series. So what can I do? So click on the plus symbol, drag and drop to the next cell. So automatically, which means I'm copying and pasting this cell. Okay. So when I copy and paste, I'm getting 200. How? The cell address D13 in the first cell has been moved to the next cell, which has a cell reference of D14, which means the cell address, the row reference has been changed relatively to the rows. This is called relative cell referencing. So relatively to the rows, it copies this formula. So D14 has been changed to D13 has been changed to D14. And when I go to the next cell in the bottom, it is a 15. In the 15th row, it is changing to D15. So the cell reference, when you move down, it changes the row number relatively to the rows. Also, when I copy this function to the next column, automatically I get the value of E13, which means D13, okay, has been changed to DE13. The column reference also changes relatively, right? So this type of reference is called relative referencing. So when you move towards the row, it changes the reference relatively to the rows. And when you copy and paste this value to the next column, it relatively changes to the particular column. That is how you get this 5500, right? So this is called a relative cell referencing. Is that clear? It is echoing. I don't see what is echoing. Preeti, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Is that any echoing there? Somebody is
No,
posting it.
no, sir.
Okay. Right. No problem. I'm continuing as it is. Right. So is that clear? Relative cell referencing. What do you mean by cell referencing? Okay. Bring current cell. So relative referencing is row reference changes and column reference changes. Let us go for next one, absolute cell referencing. Okay. So before that, we'll see an example of it. Now here we have a salary and they are asking us to calculate the bonus amount. So here, as usual, I say equal to, I refer the cell. So when I move my cursor, when I move my arrow key to the left hand side or I can move to the right hand side, automatically the cell reference changes. So I need only the D33 multiplied by 20%. The salary is bonus amount is calculated for first salary. So I need to calculate for rest of the things. Simply double click. Now here, how it does? D33 multiplied by 20%. Okay, when I move to the next row, automatically it will move to the corresponding row. The row reference changes from 33 to 34, right? And it calculates the 20% of the cell because of the relative cell referencing. Similarly, I have here quantity multiplied by the price equal to quantity space multiplied by price. Right? Enter it. So because of the relative cell referencing, I type the formula in one cell and then copy and paste or use this fill handler to drag and drop. Okay. Or you can use fill handler. Just say double click. It will help you to fill the formula for the rest of the rows, and the formulas are relatively to the rows. Right. It's called relative cell referencing. No, space is not compulsory. We can type without space. In order to beautify the formula, I made a space here. We can type without space also. It will work. So when I see this, it is looks like a sentence. It is not neat. So I'm using a space. So when I see someone sees here, it looks very neat. So relative referencing is nothing but I refer a cell value. Okay. I need to do it for rest of the cells. So I need not repeat this formula every time. I simply write it here. All you need to understand, I've written the formula as a D33 multiplied by 20%. It has been changed to D34 because of the relative cell referencing. Right. Right. So now coming back here, now let us learn about absolute cell referencing. So absolute cell referencing is nothing but they will call freezing the row address, row reference, and freezing the column reference. How do we freeze it? With the help of the dollar symbol placed before row reference and column reference. Okay. We can also use a shortcut key F4 to get this dollar value as it is. Shortcut key, which means sometimes they'll call this terminology as freezing of cell address or locking of the cells. So this is very helpful. Now what we can do? Let's try to do a demo on this. Now they want to calculate the bonus for the salaries. The salary has been provided in the cell, and you can see the amount. Bonus amount needs to be calculated. Now the bonus amount is given as a 15% in common in a particular cell. Okay, so how can I do it? So simply I will say equal to refer the salary space star space, and then I will refer this cell value which contains the percentage. Right now, enter, it will calculate 15% of 50,000 is 7,500. Drag and drop your formula to apply the formula for the rest of the salaries. Simply click on the bottom right, double click. You are getting a error. Why? Now let me go and investigate this. Okay. Now for 17,000, okay, it is trying to calculate E52, whereas E52 is a cell which contains the bonus amount. So always this bonus cell which contains the 50%, it should be always having the same address throughout the calculation. So what I can do, I can go here, I can simply prefix the column reference by a dollar symbol and then prefix a dollar symbol before the row reference. Enter it. Now, when I copy this formula for rest of the cells, it does the same value. So what do you mean by this? So here, I am just freezing the row reference and column reference and row reference. So that when I copy and paste this formula to the next cell, the cell address will not change. This means I am freezing the cell address. I'm locking the cell. So you can go to any number of any cell and you can see the cell address is prefixed with help of dollar. This is called absolute cell referencing. Now I want to calculate 5% of the bonus amount. Similarly, this time I will use a shortcut key to equal to refer the cell space star, and then I can click on this bonus percentage. Either you can place the cell address to log this freeze the H50. You can place a manually a dollar symbol, or you can place function key F4. Whenever you say a function key F4, the cell address will be having the dollar symbol for row reference and column reference. Again, function key F4, row reference is freezed, column is relative. Again, function key F4, column is freezed, row is relative. Now, H and 50 both are relative. Again, I need to log the cell, so I'm pressing the function key F4. So keep pressing the function key F4 to change between absolute cell referencing, relative cell referencing, and mixed cell referencing. So whenever I say function key F4, here the column reference is relative and row reference is freezed. This type of reference is called mixed referencing, where one row is freezed and another column reference is relative. So here in this situation, I can keep this $H$50 or I can freeze the entire cell. Function key F4. This is called absolute cell referencing. Right? Function key F4. Next one, I'm coming back here. I wanted to calculate the bonus amount for the same salaries, but this time they've given 15%, 25%, 40%. So I can do with the help of the absolute reference initially equal to 1000, okay, multiplied by referring the cell here, and then I will freeze it. Function key F4, enter. Again equal to bonus amount multiplied by cell reference. Keep the cursor on the F70 and say function key F4. You will place a dollar symbol here. Again equal to refer the salary cell multiplied by 40. Again function key F4. Right? Enter it. Now select all these three cells and finish the work. So bonus amount for 15% is calculated, 25% and 40% is calculated. So now when I see the commonality, this is D72. So every time it is trying to match the same salary column. So what should I do for that? When I copy, I can write a single formula to does all the work. So I can rewrite this formula so that the column D should not change. And I copy paste to the bonus too. So I prefix a dollar symbol before D. Right here, I will remove the dollar symbol before E because the 15% bonus amount, when I copy and paste, it should calculate for 25. Okay. Again, when I copy and paste, it should calculate for 40. So E should be changed to F, and then E should be changed to G as well. So here I am freezing the rows and not the columns. So and then copy this formula to the rest of the two bonuses and filter it. So in this formula here, column is freezed, row is relative. And here, column is relative, row is freezed. So this type of reference is called mixed referencing. Yes, yes, yes. Can you repeat it again? Okay. Yeah, I'll do repeat. Wait. So I need to calculate the bonus. They are given the salary here, right? And what I can do, I can say equal to refer the cell address multiplied by the bonus amount. The bonus amount is provided in the cell, correct? Now I need to calculate the bonus amount for 25%. So simply, if I copy and paste, what it will do? It will try to do a refer E cell, but it should always refer to the D cell. E72 should always refer to the D cell. So here, the D has to be available constant. So what should I do? To freeze this, I will freeze the D column by placing the dollar symbol before D. Correct? So now, if I copy and paste, I'll get this here. When I copy and paste, I freeze the D dollar D column, so it will not change the address. Correct? First iteration is good. And then I'll copy this and then paste it for bonus. It is doing good. But when I copy and paste this formula to the next cell, it is giving me a value error. This is because, case here, E70, which is nothing but 15% bonus, has been changed to E71. So what should I do? I should always keep my cell address of this particular row constant. It should not change. So what should I do for that? Go here and function key F4 and then function key F4 and keep this $70. That's my problem. Then enter it. Now I can go and copy paste this formula to the rows. Okay. And then copy paste the same formula to the next salary. It will does the job. This is the formula. See, can you understand this? This is called mixed referencing, where one row is freezed, column is relative, and in another type of reference where row is relative and column is freezed by preceding a reference of the particular column by dollar sign. This is called mixed reference, which contains both absolute and relative. So this is the basics of Excel. The same concept we will be using throughout the Excel. So now, in order to understand little more better of this mixed referencing, come down. You can see a multiplication table. You need to calculate the multiplication table 2 to 10 table and 12 times. So simply I can do with the help of the mixed referencing quickly. I will say equal to 2, okay, space multiplied by 2. 2 multiplied by 2 times. So now what I can do? this 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times has to be constant for all the table. So which means I need to freeze this equal. Okay, and then the row 89, I'm sorry, it will be freezed only by the row 89. Only this row has to be freezed. And here column D has to be freezed. Enter. Now 2 multiplied by 2, and then we can extend till 20, 12 times. Okay, and the same thing I can do it for 3 table. I can extend this till 10 table. And this is the formula. If you know this formula, how to handle, then multiplication table is a mixed referencing, uses a mixed referencing. Within a fraction of a second, you can complete this task. Yes, I'll cover. I will cover all the database functions. Please wait for some time. I'm teaching the basics. Okay, great. Now, what do you mean by, is that clear? All the three things: relative reference, absolute reference, mixed cell reference. I've given the example also. This is the relative referencing. This is the absolute cell referencing, and this is the mixed cell referencing. Okay. Now let us go for named range. What do you mean by named range? Okay. Now you know, if I click on particular cell, it is a cell. And when I select a group of cells, multiple cells, then it is called group of cells. So now what I will do, I will select this range of cells, okay, and then I will give a name to it. For example, how do I create a named range? So go to the formula ribbon. You can see a name manager. Click on the name manager. Now you can see these are ranges are already there. So I'm deleting it. Okay. Now I want to create a range. So simply I click on the new. It will ask you for a range name. So RNG. I'll type any name, RNG underscore multiplication table. Right. Say OK. The range has been created. Now you can see here, you can confirm which range it has selected. So it is using an absolute reference here. Click on close. Now what I will do, I'll go to the new table. Now if I need this multiplication table here, simply I will say equal to, okay. Now I can see this range in the name box. So name box contains the cell address of any cell. Now when I click on this drop down, I can see this name ranges here. So when I click on it, automatically it takes to the particular sheet. Now in what way this is helpful? In any sheet, you can go and you can use this multiplication table here. So how to print this multiplication table in the new sheet? So simply I will say equal to function key F3 list you the list of all the named ranges available in the particular workbook. Select the multiplication table, say OK. Now you'll get this. Okay, or and then I can enter it, will give you the multiplication table. So no need to use an equal to symbol. You can directly use a named range and try to use it like this. In case if you are using a Mac workbook, you can simply, the function key differs. I'm using a Windows. So you will say equal to, now type the name of the range, RNG. You will get the list of the ranges in the list. And say multiplication table, then enter it. So without the formula, you get this values. This is how I create a named range. So named range, you can see here, group of cells, we give a name. Named ranges are global. Okay, the property is global, which means I have created the group of named range in one sheet. So I'm using it in another sheet. Okay, so the named range is not specific to the one sheet, it is always global. During the VLOOKUP explanation, you can understand a little more better. What do you want me to repeat? To clear up the freezing, a range part. Okay. Okay. Yeah, listen here. So select these ranges. In the formula bar, you have a name manager. In the defined names group, you have a name manager. Click on the name manager. Okay. So let me delete this. I'm deleting this. Okay. So there is no named range in this particular workbook. So select the range which contains the data. Go to the name manager and click on new. Now it will ask you for a range name, RNG underscore table multiplication. So RNG, I can use any name in order to refer that it is a range. So I'm using the prefix RNG underscore multiplication table. The scope is within the workbook, and you can give description multiplication in the comment box. You can give the comments multiplication table between 2 to 10. Okay, and for 10. Say okay. Name range is created, and you can go to any sheet. Now you can simply say equal to function key F3 will list you all the named ranges available. Now you can select the named range and say okay. Then enter it here. So this is how we create a named range. Supposing say, how do we edit the named range? A new data comes into picture. I can simply copy paste, and why I should use, yeah, good question. Right. Now listen here. Now I can do a copy paste. Why should I do a named range? Okay. Now I'm the sheet 3. One more sheet I go here. I will type equal to function key EF3. I'll say name range. Enter. Now I go to my original data. Okay. I will have 13 times also. Okay. I created the formula. Now when I go to the sheet, the two sheets where I copied this formula, the data is not available. Correct. Now what should I do? In order to include this also, this new line into the named range, so I should go to the name manager, click on the particular name manager, click on the edit. Now include this cell as well in the range. Reselect it this 13 times. Okay. Say okay. Say close. Now the formula where I have used in the two different sheets. Okay. Now go there. In the two different sheets, you should see this 13 times available. 3 times available. If you do a copy paste, will you get this value? So again, you need to do a copy paste. If it is a 10 times, 10 different places that you have copied, then again you have to do a 10 different times copy paste. It is a repeated work. So repeated work can be cut short with the help of the named ranges. What do you want me to repeat? Tree and shoe. Is that clear, Wahid? Okay. So you will understand. Please wait. Those who are not able to follow. So multiple times I will be using this named ranges. You can understand. If not now, there. Okay. So these are all the basics. Cell referencing and name ranges is the basics. Can name range will be used in new workbook? No, you cannot use. The name range that you use, okay, is only specific to this workbook. You cannot use the name ranges in the another workbook. In this workbook, n number of worksheets you can use. Any worksheet you can go and you can use this range. See here, you can use this range. Okay. And you can also print this value here equal to RNG. You get the list selected and right. Okay. Listen here. So this is the data I have. So select the range, select the group of cells and click on the name manager, which is available in the formula ribbon. Name manager. And you can see the new button on the top. Click on the new. Now I will say RNG. I give any name. So to make comfortable, I will say all the ranges. I will prefix it with RNG underscore salary bonus. Okay. And then since I have already selected the data range, you can see here data range is already selected. Or if you want to redefine it, you can define it again. Again, close it and then say OK. Now the bonus salary is created. Right. Now I can go to any cell, any sheet, and then I will print RNG salary bonus. And is that clear? Right. So by this time, you should have a clear idea. I mean, what do you mean by cell referencing and different types of cell reference? Okay, name ranges. Now let us go for Excel functions. Okay, what do you mean by a function and how far it is helpful for us in our day-to-day life? Let us go for an if condition. So logical functions, I click here. So functions, what do you mean by functions? Now any task, for example, I have a hello world. I want to find the length of this hello world. So what I can do, I can make use of the Excel's inbuilt functions. Now this is called a formula bar. Besides the formula bar, you can see f of x. This f of x, if you click, it will allows you to add the list of all the functions. Now each and every functions, they have given a group name. They have categorized the group and they have given it like this. Functions, financials, date and time functions. When you click, you will get the list of all the date and time functions which are related to the date and time. And then statistical functions, right? They have grouped this functionalities and given it here. Now, if you don't know anything, simply you can type your questions here. I want to find length of the string. Okay, you can type it and simply say go. Now it will give you the recommended function for your text. So this function, what you can do, you can see the syntax here. So length is nothing but a text function, which is going to have a argument. So length, any function will have an open parenthesis and it should have a close parenthesis. I'm just selecting this function and then say OK. right? So length of what we need, so you can see here equal to len is a name of the function. Every function should have parenthesis. Open the parenthesis and close the parenthesis. Any function, you go in any technology, the function means it will have open and close parenthesis. This open and close parenthesis, within this open and close parenthesis, you can pass an argument. For example, here I want to pass the value as hello world. So I can refer the cell which contains the hello world and then click on OK. Now the total length of this particular word is 11. So this is functions with argument. There are functions with no arguments. No. For example, I can use, okay, equal to today. It's a function. I'll simply say open and close parentheses. So today is a function which will not have any kind of arguments. Okay, then say int. And there are functions which contains the arguments. Okay, and see here, functions, you say equal to len, open bracket. Now it will ask you for a text. So you can give hello world within double quotes. Okay, or you can refer a cell address. This is called cell. So this is a single argument. Only one argument you are providing it. In later part of the time, when you say a VLOOKUP function equal to VLOOKUP, okay, you can see here more than one arguments are there. Many arguments. Okay, so see these functions one by one. Functions with arguments, function with no arguments. Now you can see here lookup value. First argument is a lookup value. Second argument is a table array. So each and every argument is separated by comma. Then how do you know which one is mandatory and which one is optional? Now, if the argument is without the square bracket, then it is called mandatory element. So here the lookup value is mandatory, table array is mandatory, column index is a mandatory. Whereas the lookup last parameter, they have given it within the square bracket, which means it is an optional parameter. You may or you may not provide that argument. Right? This is called multi argument function. Okay. No argument. Okay. Example. We look up. Right? Is all. So let us see here. Logical functions. Let us try to understand the logical functions here. They have given the marks. Okay. And they are asking us to find the result. And they have given the scenario here. In order to get the pass mark, the minimum mark should be 40. So here I can use an if condition. If open parenthesis, okay, the first argument is going to be the logical test. I say marks are available in this cell. It is less than 40. So I'm checking, putting in condition. If it is less than 40, comma. If the condition is true, then the second argument is going to be executed. I will say, okay, fail, comma. The condition is failed, which means it is greater than 40. So it is false. So here you can see here, I copy this formula for rest of the cells. So you'll get this values accordingly. So 22 is actually because of the relative cell referencing. G12 has been changed to G13. Okay. And then the condition is validated for this. This is called if condition. I can also write this function different ways. I will say equal to if, so open parenthesis, logical condition, logical test. So condition is greater than 40. Then I will say pass. The condition is not satisfied, which means the marks are going to be less than 40. So I will say fail. And then put this result. See, this if condition is clear for everyone. Right? Just wait for a minute. I'll be back. You have a square bracket in the function, then it is an optional parameter. Is today? Yes, today is an inbuilt function. Yes. Function formula, function without argument. Yeah, today. Yes, you are right. Hopefully you should be getting the recordings. Hopefully.
Yes, sir, I will share the
Just wait for a
recording.
minute. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Preeti, wait for a minute. I'll be come back.
Sure, sir. Guys, I will share the recording link with you, and if you guys have any question, you can write it down in a Q&A tab. We'll take those questions at the end. I Just allow me a minute. I will share all the links with you. Till then, we have one session feedback form, and I would like to request everyone, guys, please, it will not take more than a minute. Do fill it out. If you have any suggestions regarding any session, or you want session in any particular topic, you can write that down also. I am sharing a recording link with you, everyone. Or you can visit our YouTube or LinkedIn page. There also all the recordings are available. People were asking about certificate. I'm so sorry, guys. Currently, for the session, we are not providing certificates. No, it is not an half an hour break. It will be just 5 to 10 minutes break.
Preeti, yeah, I'm back here.
Thank you, sir. Guys, please fill the session feedback form also, and side by side we can continue, sir.
Right. Should I fill the feedback?
No, sir, it is for the audience.
Audience. Okay, right. Right. So if condition is clear for everyone, now I want to ask you, we are getting out. Okay. Right. Now, let us see here some of the things they have given here. They have given the sales here, and they are asking us to find something. They give them some scenarios to solve. So I can see here the scenarios. Calculate a discount of 10% on sales if sales figure is more than 50,000. Else, discount amount is 5% of the sales. So what I can do, so I need to do a validation, which means a logical test I need to perform. The sales value is greater than 50,000, then I need to find a 10% discount. If the sales is less than 50,000, then I have to do 5% sales. So here I can say equal to, I say if, open parenthesis, the sales cell, I'm referring the sales cell, and then I'll say greater than 50,000. So first is a logical test. Once I'm done with it, comma, then I should say within double. Now, this time I need to do a calculation if the condition is satisfied, which means I need to find 10% in the true argument. I will say 10% of the sales. In case if the condition is satisfied, not satisfied, which means it is less than 50,000, then I will say 5% of sales. Right? Close it. Enter it. Right? Yes, a moment. One.
Sir, are you there? I think sir is facing some error. So till then, guys, if you have any question, write it down in a Q&A tab, please. We'll take those questions in the end.
Yes, yeah, Preeti. Sorry, I was having another important call.
No worries, sir. No worries.
Right, right. So is this formula is clear for everybody? So I'm validating it. And then instead of placing a text, okay, I'm doing a calculation in the true part and also in the false part. Enter it and then push this formula, copy this formula to the rest of the cells with the help of the fill handler. Right? So now you can see 3000, which is less than 50,000. So it is calculating 5% of the sales. So it is not that only we have to place a text. Okay. So whenever you have a text, then you need to push it into the double quotes. If it is a calculation or a number, then place the calculation as it is. If it is a number, put the number as it is. Right? So again, I'm using a relative cell referencing here to do the calculation for rest of the sales. Is that clear? Should the second if condition be greater than or equal to 40? Why? This one, scenario 2. You're talking about scenario 2. No, they have, look at it here, first situation, scenario. They have given, if the sales is exceeding 50,000, then you do a 10% of the sales. The sales is less than 50,000, then do 5% of the sales. So you need to check the scenario and drop the formula accordingly. Right? So other scenarios are there. So many examples I have in this file. So I'll take some important things. Right. So look at this. Right. Now, they have a student name and you have the student marks performed in each examination. They have no, not greater than equal to, you have to say greater than. They are asking greater than 50,000. O14 has incorrect response. O14. What is O14? Why O14? I got the 2500. No, why greater than or equal to? They have given only here. If this, oh, okay. Oh, they have given greater than or equal to. Then fine. I'm sorry. Yeah. Then it is, yeah. Yeah. You are right. I'm sorry. So greater than or equal to 50,000, then you use a greater than equal to. Well, right. Yeah, you are right. So use change this condition. I'm sorry. Okay, greater than or equal to. Right. Right. Now, let me go to this example and teach you what do you mean by an AND function and what do you mean by OR function and how to include the AND and OR inside the if. Okay. So you have the students and their corresponding subject marks here. Now they have given the scenario, display pass if the student scores minimum 40 in all the subjects. So if we have to print the result pass, provided if the students passes in each examination, each subject, sorry. But the pass criteria for each subject is minimum marks is 40. So what should I do for that? So in order to get this, so I can use a function called AND. Okay, equal to AND. So AND is a function. It will give you a Boolean value, true or false. When it will give me true, it will give me true provided the arguments having multiple logical conditions. If all the logical conditions are true, evaluated to true, then the result is going to be true. So now let me do it. So I will say English, okay, greater than or equal to 40. Again, second condition. I'll put comma and put the second condition. Mathematics greater than or equal to 40. Again, third condition, comma, science, okay, AQ greater than or equal to 40. And then close it. So each argument, that is, max should be greater than 40. And again, English should be greater than 40, max should be greater than 40, and the science also should be greater than 40. Then you get this true. Now, in the second student, see here, one of the subject he has failed. So if I drag and drop this formula, it is false. So how does it work? So go here, keep the formula cursor on the particular function, go to the formulas. Here you can see something called evaluate formula in the formula auditing. Click on the evaluate formula. Any formula you can do. Okay. So how does it is working? See here, you get this formula. Now underline one, it is going to execute now. Now I need to click on this evaluate. It says, okay, what is it? AO12. So AO12 contains a value of 45. It says 45 greater than or equal to 40. Yes, true. So it gives me true. Again, AP12, 55 greater than or equal to 40. Yes, so true. And AQ greater than or equal to 40, 60 greater than or equal to 40, evaluate. So all the conditions inside this AND argument are true. So the result is going to be true. Right? Whereas if I keep my second formula and click on the evaluate function and see AO 33 greater than or equal to 40, false. Again, 100 greater than or 40, true. AQ 80 greater than or equal to 40, true. So now here, of the three logical conditions, one condition is false, other two are true. So the result of the AND condition is going to evaluate to false. Okay, false. So with this result, with this information, I can print a result with the help of the if condition. I will simply say equal to if this value equal to if this value, I'm sorry, equal to if open parenthesis. So refer this cell. Okay, I can say equal to true, which means what? The result is pass. So comma, I'll say pass. Okay, comma, which means if it is not true means it is false. So I'll simply say fail. Right. So drag and drop this formula for rest of the things. Right. So drag and drop this formula for rest of the things. So you get this result according. So this is how the AND condition works. So all arguments in the AND condition should be evaluated to true. Then only the result will be true. So same here you can see here the bigger picture. They have given the theory marks and they have given the two practicals. So if I want the theory result, again they have given this condition. Minimum should be 40 marks in each subject. So I can use an AND condition equal to AND one parenthesis. So from in my system, if I select the range of cells and I can validate to greater than or equal to 40. In certain systems, it will not work. So try accordingly. If it is not working, then you can use select the individual cells and then keep working on it. Okay. So for me, I'm cut shorting my idea. So select the range of cells and then evaluate it with greater than or equal to 40. Right. So here it is false because one of the subject is 26. Other two was pass. Now, look for the second condition. For practical, the pass mark is 25. Okay. The result is going to be, if any one of the practicals, if they score more than 25, the result is pass. So they have two practicals here. They have given the marks. So it is not mandatory that they have to score a minimum marks of 25 is for practical pass. So it is not mandatory that they have to score 25 in both the practicals. If any one of the practical, if they score 25, then the practical result is pass. So here, what I can do, can I use an and here? Can you tell me? Can I use an and condition to validate this practical? Okay. No, this is the right answer because any one means any one condition should be true. Then the result should be true. So here I can use or condition. Okay. Or is a function where it will take the logical conditions, multiple logical arguments. In the multiple logical arguments, any one argument is evaluated to true. Okay. The result will be true. So now I'm doing this. So practical marks is greater than or equal to 25. Practical one, comma, second practical greater than or equal to 25. Okay. Now see what happens. The first one is true. Now go to the evaluate formula and you can check. Right? Evaluate formula. First one is 0. 0 greater than 25. Look at this. Evaluate. False. B12 greater than or equal to 25. 31 is greater than 25. True. Okay. So one result is false and the result is true. So the result is going to be true. Right? So now I can do this. So here you can see false, which means in the both the practicals, they have failed. So the result of the practical is false. So go to the evaluate formula and check. Evaluate, false, false. So the result is going to be false. Okay. So theory result, I can use an and condition. Practical result, I can use an or condition. So depends upon your business requirement. You interchangeably use these conditions. And overall result. So what should I do? If a candidate is, I want to print overall result, then he has to pass in theory result and he has to pass in practical result. Then only he can do the overall result. So here I'm going to use an if condition and then I will say again and open parenthesis. I have already found the result, theory result, comma, practical result. Okay. So if the condition is satisfied, then I will say pass, else I will say fail. So I put the text in double quotes and then enter it. So just say double click. So overall result, I can just print with the help of the if condition. Okay, this is equivalent to say equal to true. Okay, like that. You can use this or you cannot, or you no need to use this, optional. Or simply you can say refer the cell mean by default it is going to evaluate for true. Default is true. See, everybody got the concept of and or, okay, and using the and or inside the if condition. Why it is true, why it is not, why it cannot be false. Which one you are talking about? Manish Gupta? By default, by that is how the Excel has been designed. You have to check with Microsoft. Which one is the early one? I'm not getting it. Okay, right. So this is how the if condition works, basically. Practical one. This one you are talking about. See, this condition is failed. By evaluating, this condition is failed. So it is false. And this condition is true because he has got 31 marks. In the practical, he has scored 0 marks. Okay. So, or how it will evaluate if any one logical condition is true, the result is going to be true. Any one is true. That is why I asked you to see this formula. Go to the formula and try to understand this formula. Evaluate 0 greater than or equal to 25, false. Okay. And then 31 greater than or equal to 25, true. So you have the two results. Practical one is false, which means he has failed in practical one. Okay. And in practical two, he has passed. So the result of the OR condition is going to be true. That is how you get this true. See, that is how the OR condition is designed. OR is a function which will look for multiple argument. If any one argument is true, then it will give you true. Whereas and operation, look at here. If any one is failed, here in 26, right? Science, look at the student 3. English mark 26. Max mark 71. Okay, science mark 26. So it is looking for multiple arguments. In one of the argument, it is failed. So the AND argument is going to give me a false result. That is how the function works in Excel. I'm not designing this function. Why need to modify? In case if false, that is a different way we can do. That is a little bit difficult, so I'm explaining. You just listen. Now, if you say type true here, type false here. These are all the Boolean values. So it is centralized. Okay. Now what you can do, you can use a not function equal to not of true, which is going to be false. Okay. Again, not of false is going to be true. So you can use this function, not function, to say convert true to false, on false to true. You can make this condition false. Does it answers your question? Okay, fine. So now let us go for some VLOOKUP function. Everybody is expecting that. Shall we go for VLOOKUP? How to VLOOKUP with match, VLOOKUP with choose, index match. Okay. So we are going to see all these three things. Okay. So let us see the choose function. And then we will see VLOOKUP with match. Preeti, I'm back here. There is some interrupt. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right, right, right. Now, based upon the index, okay, for example, I want to type 7 and I should get the company name here. So what I can do, I can place the index number here and I can place the company name. I want to get the company. So what I can use a function called choose, which means equal to choose. Okay, the index number is available here. And then first argument is going to be the index number. Then I can need to provide the value for each index separated by comma. The first value is Apple, comma, second value is Microsoft, third is Amazon, Alphabet, Tencent, Facebook, and Alibaba. So each value I need to provide it with the help of the cell address. Close the parenthesis. So seventh one is going to give me Alibaba. Right? Again, if I want to change it to 3, you give me Amazon. So choose means based upon the index number, okay, this argument will go to this particular address here, particular index. This what is the choose will do. So why I'm bringing this is the demerits of the VLOOKUP we are going to use with the help of the choose function. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Right. Check your speakers. Right. Choose function is clear for everyone. Choose. You provide the index number and then you provide the index value from 1 to n. Right. Let us go for VLOOKUP. Very famous function. Right. Now listen carefully. I have my data here. Employee name. This is a database. Okay. Name, employee ID, department, designation, region, and salary. So company name, left side for index number. Yes, yes, correct. Index number should be left hand side and the value. No, it's not necessary that it should be a left side or right side. See, it can be in a different way also. I'll explain you in the end of the session. Please wait. Right. Let me finish this. So employee name, employee ID, department, designation, region, and salary. I have this. Okay. Now, when I say this is my title row, and we have the data from row number 1. I have given it here, row number 1. Okay. So when I say control down arrow, it will take you to the last row, 363. Right. And you have the column values. Say employee is a column number 1, ID in column number 2, department in 3, column designation in 4, region in 5, and salary in 6. Okay. Now, this is my table array. When I say table array, from employee name till employee salary, from the title row till last row is my employee, is my data. Okay. When I say table array, this is the table array. Right. Now, this is the introduction or just a high level insight about the data. Now here, they are given some exercise to do that. So here, you can see here, they have given the employee name and they are asking us to find the position, which means in which row of the table the Swati Matam is available. So if we want to do a manual, I will say copy and go to this employee column. Select this employee column. Control F is to find, I will say, find next. Now it will land up with one matched value, the Swati Matam. The Swati Matam is available in the row number 316 and also in the row number 317. This is an observation. Right? Right. Now, for example, VLOOKUP will, whenever you do any data analysis or VLOOKUP, the data has to be arranged in ascending order or descending order of any one of the column in the table. So right now I have arranged, I have sorted this data in by the employee name in ascending order. So VLOOKUP, whenever we do a VLOOKUP, so that it will pick up the first value. It will simply ignore the second and third values. So Swati Matam is available here twice. So it will take the 316th row. Okay. So manually I saw this. I come here and made a note here. 316. So like this, when I want to do this, it is very difficult for me to go and search the values for each and every employee. Control F, Control C, Control F, right? Now what I can do, I can simply use a match function to get this rows. So how do I do it? I use equal to match. Match is a function which will look for a lookup value in a table array and brings the particular row number or a column number. Okay, now let us get the row number first. So the lookup value, first argument is going to be the lookup value. So I select this Swati Matam, lookup array. So lookup array is going to be my employee name column. So navigate, I'm using the left mouse arrow key. Look at my mouse, it is navigating. Okay, I keep my cursor in the first title row and then say Control Shift down arrow. So here I need to freeze the table array. And then finally, last parameter is going to be 0. 0 is going to be for exact match. Close the parenthesis and then enter. Now it will give me a row number 316. When I does a manual search, it is giving me an 316. Surya, it is not at all available in the employee list. So it is giving me NA. See whether this is clear for everybody. Match function. So in the match function, listen here, the lookup value Swati Matam, the second table array I have provided as a one single column. So it needs to search from row number 1 to row number last. That is the reason I have given it as a absolute reference here. For Fernandez, okay, it should also search from row number 1 to row number last. So that is the reason I have freezed the table array. I have passed the one single column. So it will get you the row number. So similarly, I can also do get the employee ID. So equal to, I will simply say match, refer this employee ID, comma, the lookup array. The lookup array is going to be the what column? Employee ID column. I should select only the employee ID column because I need to search the employee ID in the employee ID column only. Function key F4, comma 0 to have an exact match. Scroll right, you can see. Okay, 316 and so on and so on. So here I'm using a relative referencing. Here I'm using an absolute reference. Sounds good for everybody, match function? Okay. Now, here they have given the title name of the each column. See here, employee ID, employee ID, department, designation, region, salary, right? Now they have given the title column name of the each title, and they are asking us to find in which position this title is available in the particular table. So simply, I will use a match function to identify the column number. So how to get that? Equal to match this employee ID, okay, and then I will use a title row, one single row this time. I'm not going to use an entire table. So title row alone I'm going to use, freezing it, and then exact match, 0. Enter it, and hitting it. Why? So maybe I need to do a troubleshoot. Employee ID is here, employee ID is also there. Nothing goes. Now let me click on the edit, double click, and I can see there are some trailing spaces are available here. Maybe because of this, it is not finding. So how do I remove the trailing spaces? So I remove with the help of the trim function. Trim is a function which will helps you to remove the succeeding and trailing spaces. So I give this employee ID within the trim function. And then enter it. Now I get this too. So employee ID is available in the stable array in the second position. So right, same match function only I am doing, but this time what I have done, I have done a single row. So when you pass a single row, it is going to give you the column reference. And whenever you give a single column, it is going to give you a row number. Now I need to extend this table for rest of the things. Department is in 3, region is in 5, and salary is in 6. Correct? So department is in 3, region 5, right? Department 3, region 5, and salary 6. So when match function depends upon the data, the array that you pass, it gives me a row number and it gives me the column number accordingly. Yeah. Is that okay for everybody? Any questions on the match function? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a basic VLOOKUP function, right? Now here, I can see here, they have given the employee ID and they are asking us to find the employee name they have given. With the employee name, they are asking us to find employee ID, department, region, and salary. So simply, I use a VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. Okay, so equal to VLOOKUP. First argument is it's going to have a 4 arguments, of which 3 are mandatory. Okay, 1 is optional, because I can see here on the last 4th argument it is in the square bracket. So either you can give or it's an optional. You may not give. So first value is going to be Swati Madam. Okay, comma table array. So I'll go and select this table array from row number 1 till salary and all the rows. This is my table array. Freezing the cells. Okay. Now all I need is employee ID, comma, employee ID is in the second column. So I use a number 2, comma, 0 for exact match. Right. I got the employee ID, drag and drop this. Get this. So I can extend this formula to the get the department. I'm getting hash name. Why? Let me go and troubleshoot. So now, see here, the lookup value has been changed. The lookup value will be always, it should point to the column O, which contains the employee name. Since I didn't use this reference properly, so I'm getting the error. So I'm deleting it. Go to the column. So to get the employee ID, I should get the employee name. Again, for department, should be also based upon the employee name. So this column should be always freezed. What should I do? Go here, function key F4, and freeze only the columns and not the rows. Enter it. Copy and paste. Now copy and paste. Right, you get this values. Now I can always referring to the column number 1. See, third argument here you can see 2. Now to get the department is in available which column? 3. So I need to change the third argument to 3. Region is available in the 5th column. So change this third argument to 5. Salary 6. Correct. So this is how the VLOOKUP works. So always listen here carefully. The Swati Matam, whatever the lookup value is there, that lookup value should be at the extreme left of the table column. So VLOOKUP will search from left to right. The VLOOKUP work. So Swati Matam, employee name in the table array, it is the first column. And I get this. Repeat once VLOOKUP. Okay, listen here now. I will try to do it again. Now I'll do it again here. Okay. Now this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to do with the help of the named range. Okay. So what I will do, every time looking at this range, okay, it is fixed. So I'll do a simple way. So what I will do, I will select this entire range. Okay. I will create a named range. So how do I create it? Select the entire range, go to the formulas, click on the name manager, click on new. Now I will say RNG, okay, EMP data. Now when you see here, when you create a named range, by default it is going to give me a absolute reference. This is one of the advantage of using it. So no need to freeze it every time. See, okay. Now again, I will create one more range for title alone. So click on the new, I will say RNG underscore EMP title. Okay, so this time I will select only the range, title row alone. Click on OK. So two ranges, named ranges I have created. Close it. Now I'm going to use this range in the VLOOKUP function. Now what I can do, I can come here. See here, I'm going to use VLOOKUP and match together to get the formula global. Okay, see how I'm doing. So one formula equal to VLOOKUP, lookup value, okay, comma, table array. Now no need to select the table array. Table array simply I can use function key F3 to list it. Okay. Now employee data is my page. Select it. Now third one, what I will do, the column index, already they have provided the employee ID as a column name. So what I will do, I know with the help of the match function, I can get the column number. So I'll simply use match. Okay. I will say prim, and then the lookup value is employee ID. Okay. And then table array. In the match function, what is the table array? I need to provide the title as the table array. So I will use the second one, EMP title, comma 0, close the match function, and then comma, and then say 0 for the VLOOKUP function, match type. Exactly. So here, this employee ID is going to be same for rest of the employees as well. So I need to do a freeze the row, right? So only one formula done. Done. Again, I'm getting a hash NA. Why? Okay, I didn't freeze the employee name column. Freeze it. Oh, copy it, freeze it. That's it. One formula is doing for all the things. Now you can type here. Either you need an employee ID or you need a region. It will change dynamically. Or if you need a salary, it give you the salary. Right? Or department gives you a department. Again, you need employee. So one single formula, okay, will give you a dynamic formula. So whichever column is added, then you get this. See, this formula is clear for everybody. So I have used references. Okay, I've used the named range to this. VLOOKUP and match to make this formula dynamic. Four arguments. For example, say you can type any name. For example, here I'm typing the name that is not there in the list, right? Okay, I'll give what I will do. I'll select it, remove this data validation. Okay, I'll type my name. Okay, so it means Ashok Kumar is not at all available in my table, so I'm getting the hash name. Now, what you can do a filter and you can see delta analysis you can do. Which are all the employees that are not available in my database? So simply select the NA and you can filter this result. Right? Is that clear? Lookup value, okay, table array, and then column index, and then sorry, in terms of column index, I use the match function to get the column, and then finally a match value. Now, VLOOKUP has got some demerits. As I told you, look at the scenario. Can we do a quick recap from VLOOKUP? I'm doing VLOOKUP only now. How match for title is okay. I'm doing VLOOKUP only, Anubhav, from starting. Okay. Right. Coming to this answer, can you understand how I'm getting the column name, column number? See, I have a column name employee ID. Okay. See, I can go copy paste this value, copy this value department. Okay. Go to this table, and select this title alone. Okay, Control F, Control V. What you are doing right, and remove the space. And then if you say find next, where it is giving me the department. So manually you are doing this. So the same thing, the same concept, which means I am trying to search the value in the columns. So right now the data starts from employee name and department is in the third column from the left. That is what the match function is doing here. Here, match function, okay. The employee ID is a lookup value since it contains an spaces. So I'm using a trim and then I'm finding G5 to L5. So G5 to L5, G5 is a column number one, okay. And next column number two, it is H is a column number two. See here, I've given it here, column number two. I've clearly given it, column number two, column number three. Okay, and it is finding the employee ID is in the column number two. So that is why I get the column number. If you have understood this concept, match, the same thing only I'm using it here. Right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say equal to VLOOKUP. Okay, based upon the employee name. So select the employee name as a lookup value. Come on, table array. The table array, I kept it inside the named range. To get the named range, I say function key F3. Select the employee data, comma. I should get the column index. So after searching, after matching this value, then I should get which column I need. I need the employee ID column. The employee ID column, I will do dynamically with the help of the match function. Match, trim, lookup value, okay, and then table array. This time the table array is going to be a title row. So I have already created a range for it, employee title, okay, and then 0, and then close match, right? So the third column, column index, I have given a match function to get the column number. And finally, I have one more argument called exact match. Select it, or I will say 0 or VLOOKUP exact match, then close it. Then, since I'm going need to do for rest of the columns as well, so I need to freeze this column and then I need to freeze this rows here. And that's it. So I'll check whether it is giving for department. Good. So drag and drop to the column and for the rest of the rows. That's it. Why it is taking 2 while it is at E? I'm not getting you what you are asking. And it is at E. Match formula. Oh, match formula. Because Ashok is not at all available in my database. He is not at all available in the database, right? That is why I'm getting NA. Not available here. See, match function, I'm using the lookup value, this employee ID, and then searching in the title, and then 0. That's all. Where E is coming here? No, I'm asking column number 2. I don't know where you are asking the question. I don't see any E here. Anyway, have you understood this VLOOKUP formula? Go towards left. Okay, I'm in the left only. Employee ID is at column H. Yes, correct. Employee. Yeah. Oh, okay, okay, okay. See, okay, okay. Okay, listen here. Okay, okay. See here. Now, if you have any doubts like this, click on the formula. Okay. See how it is running. Go to the formula and click on the evaluate formula. Now, this will answer your question. Right. So, click on the evaluate. Swati Matam. Now, range. Now, from where I have given the range, this should answer your question. See here. G5 to L5. G5 to L363. I'm not using the exact column of this. So I'm using from G5 to L363. I'm asking to search here and then look at here, employee ID. And then employee ID, where I'm trying to search in the employee title. In the employee title, what is the name range I have given? I've given to G5 to L5. So match function is going to give me the second column. Okay. And then it gives me the Swati Madam is going to look at here in this, and then it's going to give me the exact value. Why H column is referred as 2 in match formula? No, it should be seventh column actually. I'm not getting you what you are saying here. Where you are asking me from A to counter. I think Manish, Priti, can you give access to Manish so that he can ask me questions?
Sir,
Yeah.
actually, I
Unmute.
don't have that access to give
Oh,
permission.
okay, 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 okay. Okay. I don't know where you are, what you are trying to say. So is this clear for everybody? Right. Now, VLOOKUP has got some demerits. Now, come down. You can see here. Okay. Now, with the employee name, looking at it, you can see employee name they have given. Then you can see get the employee ID, department, designation, and salary. Correct. Now, if they give the employee ID and ask you to find the employee name, will you be able to find with the help of the VLOOKUP? That's what they are asking us to do here. With the employee ID, okay, they are asking us to find the salary and the employee name. Okay, we can find the salary somehow, but we cannot get the employee name. So how to get the salary? I say equal to we lookup value, okay, comma, table array. So go back here. So here, this time, as you know, VLOOKUP is going to consider only the leftmost column. So employee ID should be my first column. So I redefining my array, keeping the employee ID as a first column and selecting the rest of the rows. Okay, I can use a match function, comma, salary is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth column, comma, 0. So somehow I managed to get an employee ID because salary is in the right of this employee ID. From left to right, it goes. I get it. But employee name, we cannot get. We cannot get the employee ID because with the help of when comparing to the employee ID, the employee name is in the extreme left of this table array. Then what should we do? Okay. So there are two different solutions out there. One with the help of VLOOKUP and choose. or another one with the help of the index and match. Okay, so now let me finish this with the help of the VLOOKUP and choose. Since you know the choose function. So here I have given the same array here. So I use equal to VLOOKUP employee ID, comma, table array. So this time I'm using the same table only. Look at here. Same employee name, employee ID, department, designation, region, and salary. This time, with the help of the choose function, I can redefine the array. How? So choose. Okay. Now within the floor braces, I will type first column, comma, second column, and close the floor braces. The first parameter on the choose function is going to be index number. Now the list of values. So this time I can define what the list of values. The list of values is the first one is going to be my employee ID column. Freeze it. Comma. Second column, now I can define the employee name. Okay, freeze it. Close the choose function. And then, comma. Now what column you need? You need the second column. So this in this array, the first column is the employee ID, H column, and second column is the employee name. So I need the second column. I will say the column index is 2. Again, for exact match, I will give 0 and then say enter. So this is how I can shuffle my array even though it is in the not in the regular order. So a little bit difficult to understand. So make this study. If you have name of 2 and more employees, then you need to do a concatenation and then you have to try. Yeah, first name, last name is in the 2 different cell, but in your source you have the full name. Then what you have to do? You have to concatenate it and make it as a single field, and then single field you have to match it. That is how you have to do. Okay, if those who cannot able to follow in the online session, kindly look at the. It's very difficult to compact all the things in the one single class. So maybe you can look at the recordings one by one, and then you can start learning it step by step. Okay. Yeah. Yes. See, for example, now if you want to have one more thing, right? One more column, or you can use comma third column. Okay, comma fourth column. You redefine it. So I need a salary, designation, region, right? Now what you can do, you can define it here itself. So second column I have defined as a name. So third column I need to say salary. So comma, I will say salary. Trace it. Comma, fourth column. Okay. What I need, salary designation, comma, designation. Trace it. Okay. Then you enter. And then use a match function. You have a column name, right? You have a column name, employee name. It is matching. Salary name. It is matching. So what you can do, instead of placing this two, okay, get the column number with the help of the match function and do it. So right now I'm doing it hard coding. So salary column is in the third column. So here I need to fix it. Freeze this value. Okay. So this value. The salary is in the third column. So I'll say 3. Right. Designation. The designation is in the fourth column. Change it. right? Region, drag and drop. Did I make a region here? Region is in the fifth column. This K. I didn't make a region, right? So you can define this array. So this choose function helps you to redefine, even though the source is in a not compatible manner. So we can use a choose function to redefine the array in whichever column you need, and then you can define this, get what done. So if you don't know this, so what you need to do, again, you need to cut the source employee ID, paste it on the extreme left, and then we have to proceed. Okay. Now, disturbing the source is not a good practice. The source should not be disturbed at any point of time. So all this you can do amendments in the formula itself. So if you know choose and then VLOOKUP, the work becomes very easy. We can also do with the help of the index and match. It's time up right now. Anyway, I will show you index and match also, how to do with index and match. Another 5 minutes, index and match. Right. So what I can do, I copy this, paste it here. Okay. So simply delete all this informations. Now I will use index and match. So what I will do equal to index. Okay. So index takes three parameters. So it will take an array, row number and column number. That's all. So no need to worry whether the lookup column is in the left side or middle or in the extreme left. So simply I know the table array. So table array, I will simply select this table array, freezing it. Okay. Now we need the row number. So I know that with the help of the match function, I can find the row number, correct? So with the help of this employee ID, okay, I can find I will go to the match function, the array, I will give the employee ID column and then freeze it, comma 0, okay. And then I can also find the employee name. So find right now I will hard code it 1. That's it. So you need not worry whether the lookup value is left side or middle or last. So simply use index and match to finish this entire exercise. Right? Drag and drop. The salary is in which column? Sixth column, right? So just change the last column alone. We can also use match function again. Salary. We'll get the salary. Right? So this is index and match. So index will take the three parameter. First parameter is the table array. Second parameter is a row number. And third parameter is a column number. So majority of people, they will use index match. So with this, I'm just winding up the session and hope you might have learned few things, even though it's very short. Something you would have learned, I hope. So look at the entire video again and try to practice it. For beginners, it will be a little bit difficult. So try to practice it 1 or 2 times. If you practice it and if you can understand, this is a piece of cake. That's all. So initially, it will be a little bit difficult to understand. Other than that, once you understand, everything becomes easy. Right. I'm using VLOOKUP very much as per my experience, but it is not necessary to arrange data in ascending order, descending order. And lookup value should be unique for getting accurate data. Please correct me if I'm wrong. See, as long as the data is you are having a unique column, no need to do a sorting. In case I'm saying, in case if you have a non-unique column, then what you will do? Then you need to do a sorting, and then to avoid the confusion, you can do that. So you have to address it in all the point of view. Somebody will not don't know about the unique itself. See, then what they will do? So they have to do it. It is a good practice that you do sorting in any one order. Then only you will get the right result. Right. Okay, team. Okay, Preeti. So I'm just winding up the session for everybody, and hope you all to learn upcoming sessions, and try to catch you up in future upcoming sessions. Hope this session would have helped you something, and thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you. Bye bye.
Thank
Right.
you. Bye bye.
So in case if you need any personal assistance, okay, you can reach me in my LinkedIn. I'll be posting the sessions, the my ideas, or you can reach me on email, and you can have my mobile number for any kind of supports. Or if you need a full training, you can contact me here. This is my contact details. Right.
Thank you
And
so much,
yeah,
sir. Thank you, everyone who have joined us today. Thank you.
right. Thank you all. Bye bye.